Atuze schemed nationwide protests. What are the main causes of these protests?
Oh, okay, so basically there are two issues here. These teachers have been robbed of their salaries. There was a salary theft when they made some rough changes to our fiscal policies and economic policies as a nation. We realized that teachers used to earn $500 before September, but in October they are now earning $120. Why? Because it is now clear that there's a big difference between the RTGS salary and the US dollar salary. It is now clear that the US dollar salary that we negotiated in 2012 is not being given to the teachers. So the government is unilaterally withdrawn the salary that we agreed on in 2012. So instead of earning $500, we are now earning $120. So this is a clear case of unfair labor practice by our employer, and we are protesting against that. Secondly, our bonus was slashed by more than 50%. In 2017, teachers earned around $500 again as annual bonus, but this year we earned around $289 in annual bonus. So in the name of austerity, we have lost our salaries, we have lost our bonus, and we are saying this is not acceptable, and we are going to be protesting against that.
You said in 2012 you negotiated for salaries to be paid in US dollars. Now, this time you have opted for protest. Why? Why didn't you go to the negotiating table?
So we have approached the employer countless times, we've petitioned the employer, we've sent emissaries to engage them, but they are not in the mood to engage us. So they have been reneging. After reneging on the agreement, they've also closed the door for negotiation. So we can't go to negotiate with the people who are not prepared to negotiate. We are hoping that this protest will drag them to the negotiating table so that we revisit our agreement from 2012 and we can resuscitate it so that the welfare of the teachers can also be improved.
You once said in your previous press release, you mentioned that the slashing of bonus is illegal and in clear contempt to administration justice as clearly captured in our constitution. Why don't you approach the courts if it is illegal?
So we are going to use a lot of routes. So this is political pressure. The protest is good in its own way, but the issue of administration justice, like you are rightly saying, we can also approach the courts of law. And we are not saying the protest is the only way that we are going to be using to push the employer to give us back our right to administration justice. We are also going to pursue other avenues. But the protest is the biggest, far power in the end of the worker, in the end of the employee.
Do you think the government will listen to you, considering that they are clinging to the vista that the bond notes are at par with the US dollar?
They definitely have to listen to us. Look at it. This is not for selfish interest. This is for the broader interest of the education sector. So if the government is not listening to us, what they mean in short is that they are not prepared to give the social service called education to the citizens of Zimbabwe. Because without the teacher, there won't be education. Now, if this government cannot try to be funny because they are receipting US dollars at the border when they are importing a vehicle. So they cannot claim that US dollars and bond notes are the same. Why are they not receipting in bond notes if they are the same? So it is so clear that this is a government that is lying to the people. This is so clear that it's a government which is intentions to steal from the people, and we will not allow them to steal from the teachers. The teachers deserve medication, they deserve education, and they can only be able to access these basics if they are paid, and they are paid well by their employer.
You are starting with what you term salary caravan. What will you be doing?
So this is an idea that is inspired by the migrant caravan in the Americas. In the Americas, you realize that these are suffering people in the Americas who are marching, seeking asylum in the likes of in American territory, in US territory. So for us, we are saying, because we don't have decentralization, we don't have devolution. So in Harare, this is where all the money is being spent. It is in Harare where you have the administration capital. It is in Harare, which is also the industrial capital. So we are saying all the citizens the teachers coming from the marginalized communities in our rural societies are going to be marching towards the administration capital. They are going to be marching towards the industrial capital to demand their fair share of the national cake. The fair share in this case is coming in the form of a salary. In the form of a salary. So this is a caravan because we are going to be marching in an orderly way for a very long distance, and this is the nature of the protest.
This time Atuze is going with solo. Where is Fozeo?
We have invited our partners in Fozeo, and some of them have hinted that they might come, but you understand that the problems in Fozeo are bigger than we would imagine, because some of the unions that are there are not real unions, they are not original unions. You have a lot of yellow unions in Fozeo, some work somewhere deployed by government to destabilize the worker movement. So it is so difficult to organize the collective as for sale. But as an individual, we've invited some progressive comrades in the formation, and they promised to join us, and we are hoping that they will be part of the procession.
Yeah, you talked about yellow unions. Don't you think that is going to cause discord? Because maybe some of them, they are content with what is on the ground.
No, there's no union that can be content when the membership of that union is not content. So the moment you find the union and its top bureaucracy being content and the ordinary worker is not content, that union automatically becomes a yellow union. Now when we say they are yellow unions, it's not like we're name calling them, we're just calling them by the right name which they deserve. So this is a revolutionary duty where we want to be marching to demand empowerment for the teacher. And now you wouldn't expect those who are deployed by the employer to destabilize the worker movement to support that. When you call them yellow unions, we don't intend to insult them. We're just describing what they are in form and character.
Yeah, teachers are regarded as cowards who don't walk the talk, as evidenced by previous job actions which failed to materialize. What can you assure your members concerning this salary caravan?
So we've always told people that ATUS is bringing a new culture of unionism. Of course, there was a traditional culture, the culture of the old, where unionism for teachers was just getting a diary, a notebook, a t-shirt at the end of the year. Now this is a new culture of unionism in town. You will see the track record of ATUS is very clear from the days of formation to date. When we say we are going to protest, we protest, and we are unapologetic. You will remember that we were at one point in time we were marching from Tawa to Harare. Of course, the state had to descend heavily on our members, arresting them, assaulting them, to try to deter them. But our resolve remains unshaken, and we are prepared to go all the way. And we want to assure our members and the nation at large that the concerns being raised by our teachers, if they are not addressed, if these concerns are not addressed, our education sector is going to collapse, and we will not allow the education sector to collapse. We have to push the government to address these issues before schools open in January.
How are you going to force them? Maybe they will just ignore you at the Minister of Finance offices where you will be.
So one of the powerful strategies and tactics that have been, of course, clearly stated by the great Sun Tzu is the effect of surprise. So if we are going to be preempting everything, that we are going to be the caravan, then we are going to come, if they do A, B, we do C, D, they obviously be prepared. But be rest assured that we have a lot of tactics that we have at our disposal that we are going to use to ensure that our demands are addressed, and they will definitely be addressed, and the teachers will earn a real salary and they will get their bonus in full.
Employees are afraid to participate in such activities, fearing for their jobs. What assurance can you give your members that they won't be victimized or lose their jobs after this salary caravan?
So we have a robust safety net that is going to guarantee the safety of every teacher who is going to participate, every citizen who chooses to join us. We have engaged our competent lawyers. They are on the ground already preparing for any form of victimization that can come the way of our members. You realize that our legal team is one of the best. You realize that recently in July we defeated ZANU-PF in a court of law. We dragged the ZEC to courts. So we are going to be using that route if anyone chooses to victimize our members. So we have the right to participate in these processes. We have the right to protest, which is clearly captured in our Constitution, Section 59, and we are going to make sure that we enjoy the right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Masari.